Oh, here we go. Joel, fish on.
Really nice looking fish.
Woo! I love it.
That's a hog.
Woo!
Oh yeah, bring him up to me. It's a nice fish.
Nice job. That is a tank.
Nice job, you two.
Lund Boats proudly presents the ultimate fishing experience. This week on Lund's The Ultimate Fishing Experience, we're off to the big water of Lake Michigan. It's late April, and walleye pro Scott Duncan and lifelong friend Perry Schwagerman target aggressive and delicious spring coho salmon. Fishing near his childhood home harbor of Waukegan, Illinois, Scott knows that these fish can be caught with the skills, techniques, and gear that most modern walleye anglers possess. With the water at chilly 46 degrees, the fish are closer to shore and are often found feeding in schools. And when you get into them, look out. Catching multiple little chrome rockets all the time can be a handful. So keeping it simple with a classic tried and true program can be a necessity when the action gets fast. With over 20 years of successfully fishing this first rite of spring, there really is no reason to change the very thing responsible for your lifelong love of fishing and the beginning of your professional career.
These fish will hit just about anything out here. Good morning, Scott Duncan here. For the last 21 years or so, everybody's known me as a professional walleye fisherman fishing the Pro-Am tours. But what a lot of people don't know is that for the first 30 years or so of my life, I grew up fishing out here on Lake Michigan for salmon. Our home harbor was Waukegan, Illinois. So today, I'm going to take you along with my lifelong friend Perry Schwagerman. We're going to get in my brand new Lund 2075, and we're going to see how many coho we can get out here on the big lake. Let's go, Perry. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, the springtime coho action starts mid-April and probably runs through the month of May, where the action's really hot. As the water warms up, you'll see these fish start to scatter. But this time of year, those things can be grouped up tight. You can get your limit. Perry and I were out the other day. You can get your limit in 45 minutes. So with the water temps approximately 45 degrees, the main fish we're going to run into is coho. We won't start seeing the bigger kings around till the water starts warming up. We might see a few steelhead. I've heard reports of the steelhead action being spotty, but they're around. So if we get a steelhead, you're gonna see some high-flying, high-jumping wire acts by them. They're pretty aggressive fish and a lot of fun to catch. So the techniques we're gonna do today, they're time-tested techniques. I've been doing the same thing out here for these coho since the 80s. You know, we'll run a planer board with just a small red Dodger with a tinsel fly, and we'll run 3 dipsies. We'll put a couple spoons on the dipsies, and we'll also put another Dodger with a fly on the dipsy as well. If we find the fish right away, the action will be hot. If not, we may have to search for them, but that's all part of it. The coho are real small, but they're very aggressive, and they're wild, and they're going to try and make some tangles for us. So it's going to be fun when we get out there. Good choice.
Fish on, fish on. Hang on.
He's on the surface already, Perry. That's the long leader, so you're going to have to get way back there. I'll try and get him out of the sunlight there. Ready?
Yep.
All right, that's 38 feet of water, so the fish seem to be a little shallower today than they were the other day. He's got me all tangled up. Might have to get my readers out for this one so I don't break the line. There we go. There we go, that's number 2. It's a little bit better fish. It's another nice little springtime coho. Come here, buddy. Get in there. So right off the bat when we got out here, we caught a small coho on the planer board on a Dodger and fly. So we kept going out to deeper water, got out to 45 feet where we got them the other day, and they weren't there. So we did a U-turn, headed back into the shallower water. We got to about 38 feet, and the dipsy went off. And that's the one of the salmon candy spoons. I believe that is called Confusion UV. We got our dipsy set to just go straight off the back of the boat at a 0 setting. And this dipsy's, I'm gonna put it down, it's gonna run about 12 feet below the surface. That's where the fish have been. I've ran them a little bit deeper in the last few days and I just haven't been able to get them. So it seems they're right around that 12-foot mark, which you'd think you'd be able to see these fish over the side. They're so close when they hit these baits, but maybe my eyes are just bad. Yeah, we're hoping to get into them here and maybe do a couple laps in this 30-some foot of water. I think these fish moved in a little bit. Seems a lot of the boats are still on yesterday's pattern. Hopefully we found something out early.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Go boldly.
So how we're trolling out here today, pushing the boat with the kicker motor. I'm gonna run about 2.5 to 2.7. I gotta ratchet it up a bit here. And I always steer with the bow mount when I'm trolling. So set it on autopilot. That bow mount will keep you on one heading so you can get busy with your rods. You don't have to worry about getting out of control and getting all messed up or running into another boat. So in conjunction with that autopilot, this kicker in gear, trolling's so super easy these days. You don't have to sit at your wheel and steer the boat around with a tie rod between the two motors. It just makes life real easy. So with only a 6-rod spread with the 3 dipsies and the outside boards, I don't run a big long lead behind either the dipsies or the planer boards this time of year. We may be 15 to 20 feet behind the planer board. And we kind of keep them fairly close to the boat. And what that allows me to do is I can turn on a dime. It doesn't take me a country mile to make a nice sweeping turn. I can pretty much turn this boat very quick and head the other direction. If we go through a pot of fish, spin it around, back on them. Simple stuff. There we go. There we go. That was 39 foot again. I like that depth. You can move that dipsy. It'll be all right, Perry. Turn the clicker off. Coming in hot. Get him, Mo. It's an angry little fella. But I can really chomp on those treble hooks and get them in both jaws. All right, there's fish number, thought I heard a rod going off. Fish number 3. So far all the fish are coming in about 35 to 39 foot of water. Though she be small, she is fierce. So this setup, I mean this Dodger is probably from the 80s. So this old setup still works out here, darn near 40 some years later. And all I got, there's a fish on the dipsy diver over here. Yep. We're into them. So we got is just an old Dodger, about 18 to 20 inches lead to the black fly. And I always throw about a 3/4 ounce egg sinker in front of that Dodger, and that's just enough to get it below the surface. And that's where the cohos are. Why don't we catch that fish?
You want me to catch it or you
Yeah,
want to catch it?
why don't you catch it? See if you go around back. And just like that, it picks up again. Oh, he's already off the hook.
47.
All right, this one I'm not dropping. They're all about the same size so far. Let me get a better grip on them. Their gills are very soft, so it's hard to clamp on them without. There you go. Angry little feller. All right, that's the way this fishing is. You know, we after we caught our second fish, we went on a little dry spell. But wheel back around, all of a sudden we get a double. So, and it was on two different setups. So the first setup is my dipsy diver setup. So that is just a standard line counter reel. It's one of the old Abu Garcias. That's 25-pound fire line. The reason I use fire line is if I run the dipsies deep, I might not be able to release them if I got that stretchy mono. So I'll use fire line, whether I'm fishing below the surface or I'm running it down 80 feet, I can still release that dipsy. So in coming off of that fire line, there's another relic from the 80s and 90s. This dipsy diver's been in the family for 25 or 30 years. And that behind the dipsy, that's just a snubber. Give it a little shock. There's no shock with that fire line, so that gives you a little shock absorbance there. If we get a big king on, we don't want it to snap the line. They run about a 6-foot leader. I don't think it needs to be really any longer than that. The shorter the better, just it's easier to tie up at the end of the day. And these fish don't care whether it's 6 foot or 10. So that dipsy setup was with a spoon. I got another dipsy with a dodger and fly. It's all simple out here. You don't even, if you don't have dipsies or all this fancy dodgers and planer boards, you can come out here with walleye rods and fling out a couple shad wraps or flicker minnows or flicker shads, and these fish will hit just about anything out here. So this area on Lake Michigan outside of Waukegan is kind of where I got my love of fishing. My dad was coming down here fishing for salmon in the late 60s, early 70s. And as soon as I was out of diapers, man, I was all about coming down here with him. So we fished down here. Anytime he got the weekend off, we were coming down here to fish. And I remember tremendous days of just bloody floors and old downriggers. It was a 16-foot boat. So we spent a lot of time out here. So as I got a little older, you know, my dad trusted me. He had gotten a bigger boat by this time. By the time I was 15, he had trusted me to take his 24-footer out. He says, if you can get down to the lake, you can take the boat. So of course I'd find guys with driver's licenses, and we'd come down here, and man, I was a 120-pound kid driving this 24-footer out, and we'd go out here and keep up with the charter boats, fish for fish. Had a good time as a kid. Perry, who's with me here, he would come out with us way back in the day. We're going back almost 40 years. But yeah, this is the place where I got started, and I actually went and got a captain's license in my early 20s and with the intention of doing this. And I just got to the point where I didn't think it paid enough, so I stuck with the family business. But as time grew on, you know, I got interested in other things. Kind of ran into Mike Gofron along the way, and he kind of steered me into walleye tournament fishing, and I kind of hadn't looked back until maybe 5 years ago. I started coming out here again. So I had about a 20-year hiatus from fishing for the salmon, and we kind of missed it. So we bought a big boat, had that 4 years. I sold that, and now we just come out here in the Lund, and you know, this thing can do anything. So walleye fishing, pan fishing, salmon fishing. So I've got a special place for fishing out here. Probably find my ashes out here someday. There we go. Fish on.
Hey, it's the board Bill called.
40. Turn the clicker off. Seems we gotta wait an hour between bites.
Sometimes that
Watch
happens.
the pliers there, Perry. Easy now, easy now. It's gonna come in hot, Perry. Might as well get in position. That's a nice coho. Oh, you bugger. Boy, he ate it. we go. That's number 5. They like doing that to me. Seems we gotta wait an hour between bites here lately. Well, it seems like we gotta be patient, and we got quite a bit of weight between bites here so far today. But we are covering a lot of water. We did have a wind shift. I don't know what that's gonna do. So right now, with all the fish we've caught so far have been in that 35 to 39 range, and that's where we just got this fish. It was at 39 foot of water. I don't know if it's gonna hold up with this major wind shift. We're gonna see a little higher speed out of this northwest wind too coming up, but we're gonna keep dragging it around. We're gonna see if we can, we're up to number 5. We're gonna see if we can keep hammering until possibly the wind might push us off the lake, but so far so good. We're having a good time. We caught them so fast the other day, we're spoiled. It's only 9:25 and we think the bite's slow.
What's the temp at?
Almost 47 again.
Is it? Awesome.
Fish on, fish on.
Here, take it. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one.
Did he come off? Yeah. The line broke. Oh, no it didn't. Reel him up. The board released. That's just the board release.
Hey.
That's,
Hey. Yep.
I can see him. This one's gonna come in fast. He's not that far away.
I'm gonna flip that one in.
There you go. We started marking bait, which is a good sign. The water temp went up about a degree. Another good sign. And then this is the bonus. A fish. Just lost probably a steelhead too. Look at that thing. Tied to your pants. There you go. Another nice little coho. They're all cookie cutters basically. But yeah, that's crazy. We didn't mark any bait earlier today at all. And I don't know what brought this bait in. Probably a shift in current. All of a sudden that bait started showing up. Just in the last 5 minutes, it's the second fish in the boat, and we lost another one, so that's 3 in maybe 10 minutes. So I think it's picking up. Maybe we're onto something.
He knows that's not
He don't want any part of this boat, does he? I know what happens when I go in there. I've been running these Pro Vs since like 2000, and every now and again I get them out here, Lake Erie, Lake Superior, you name it. These boats have always been phenomenal. I've had the 2075s, way back in 2000, the 1900 series, and now this year I've got the 2021 2075 model, which they keep getting better too. It seems like every couple of years they make an adjustment, and the storage gets a little more helpful as far as your gear goes. They put a nice locker in between the consoles. I call that my hot box. So if we got a hot bait, it goes in the hot box right between the consoles. Easy for both to get at from the front and the back of the boat. I have so many Berkley power baits and jammed in the port side, tons of life jackets and safety gear on the starboard side. A second live well up front, a cooler for your beverages up front. Nice port console. The glove box is extra deep. I got plenty of junk in there. I don't even know what's in there half the time. But yeah, I mean, I got more tackle in this thing right now to catch walleye and salmon than you can shake a stick at. I even got some bass tackle loaded in here. Not to mention Snacks Jones, who came on the boat today and brought a picnic basket full of food. Maybe he's Yogi Bear. But yeah, this boat has been incredible. This whole series, Lund's Pro V boats, has been incredible for me over the years. I don't think and I don't believe there's a more seaworthy multi-species fishing boat on the market in this size. I mean, this thing's powered by a Mercury 400. I can get somewhere real quick in good conditions. So along with the 400 Mercury, I have a 15 horse kicker. It is an EFI model, which they came out with a couple years ago. Smooth running motor, starts quick. And this boat's got plenty of room to mount rod holders on the Sport Track system. Even the downrigger's mounted to the Sport Track system on the under the gunnel and on the inside of the gunnel. Up front of the boat, same thing. Sport Track, you don't have to drill holes in this boat. The beam on this boat, I mean, it's kind of rough. It's blowing pretty good out here, as you can see, and I'm hardly moving around. So this platform's stable. Yeah, these platforms have been phenomenal. So, and if you got a family, you want a seaworthy boat, you got options to put ski poles on these Pro Vs. So it's a definitely a multi-purpose, multi-species fishing platform, fun platform, family platform. It's been a great boat for years.
Yep. Oh, it might be a little steelhead.
That's the steelhead rod.
Yep.
He's jumping. That is what we've been looking for. That's definitely a steelhead.
Yep.
He's gonna come in wild. I'm gonna get this dipsy out of the way. I don't want him to tangle everything up either.
Yeah.
Where that thing jumped out of the water, I'm almost betting it's a steelhead.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And it's fighting better than
Maybe not. Oh, watch that high line.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Might just be a coho. I can't tell what she is yet. He's off the hook. That's a little steelhead. That's what we've been hunting for, Perry.
Yep.
We threw that spoon on to try and get ourselves a steelhead the end of the day with. And there it is. It only took us about a half an hour to get that steelhead and end our day.
Great day.
Great day. Well, how about we wind everything up and head on in?
Sounds good.
All right, man.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like more information, check out lundboats.com or these other online outlets.